The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back. Another hot episode of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Ant Petty Murphy in the building. What's good with you, my boy?
What's up with it, bro? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. We had to take the show on the road. back at it again, man. Looking forward to it. I was looking forward to it. Still looking forward to it. I'm gonna start with this, and I know we're gonna talk more about it. A lot of people made comments. We've talked. Congratulations on everything that this lady Tiger basketball team has accomplished so far this year. Hard fought. I think we saw a couple of players grow up in the moment during the tournament. And I know we'll get more into it, but shout out to that. I'd be remiss if I didn't start off by saying that first. And man, looking forward to seeing what's next with that. And man, I'm just excited to be back with you, boy. You know what I'm saying? So we talk some of this stuff. I had a lot of trash I was gonna mess with you about, and I think that's why we ain't do shows, because I can't remember half the stuff I was gonna mess with you about. But it's, you know what I'm saying. But I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, we here. Life be lifing, but we here, man. So
yeah, for sure, man. It's been a minute, but glad to be back and ready to talk some sports, man.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get it out the way, man. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors over at Bet Online. I will say this before before the run the ad. March Madness is coming to an end. Let's go ahead, put in those bets for, Final Four, for the championship games. UFL is picking up. It's back. So let's go ahead, put up baseball. But let's go ahead, man. Give a shout out to our sponsor over at BetOnline. BetOnline.ag. We'll be back in 1 minute.
BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
And we are back. Like I opened up and said, LSU Lady Tigers lost today in the Elite Eight. This is second year in a row they made it to the Elite Eight and lost. As a matter of fact, this is the second year in a row that they've lost to the team. Lost to a team that they previously beat, and basically in route to their runs the previous year. But man, I want to say, shout out to Samaya Smith for the tournament she had. Anissa Morrow, I wish we could see her for another year. What she's been able to do is nothing short of remarkable. Flage had up and down last two games with battling, trying to get back into the game after kind of being knocked around a little bit, and then seeing other people step up like Sade Wilson, Jada Miracle, but want to say shout out again to the team, the amazing season that they had. It fell short of what we wanted to see, the ultimate goal, but they did perform in a remarkable way. Your thoughts, man, on this team, the game today, and we can go further.
Well, I'll start by saying anytime you make it to the Elite Eight, I think you got to look at that as a successful season. Considering the amount of roster turnover we had and what we lost from last year's team, you basically had a whole new bench. You basically had, Samaya. I know she's been in the system, but she didn't play much at all last year. So you basically had 3 players returning from last year's team. Well, 4 players if you include Poa, returning from last year's team. Everybody else is pretty much new. And for you to make it back to the Elite Eight says a lot about what Kim was able to do with this team and the way this team was able to come together and gel throughout the season. But I think as bad as it hurts to say, I think if we play UCLA 10 times, I think we probably beat them 6 times. I think today was just not our day, bro. If you look at slow start, couldn't make shots early on in the game, turnovers. It was sloppy early in the game, and we got Betts in foul trouble and wasn't able to capitalize in that second quarter when she was on the bench the whole quarter. And then in that second half, it was kind of an uphill fight trying to, undo what happened in that second quarter. And I think it just took too much of us to try to fight back, and ultimately we just kind of ran out of gas. But hats off to Flage. She, like you said, she had her best games during the tournament, but she was big today when we needed her. Samaya, hell of a tournament run. She grew up before our eyes, and you could see the confidence growing from game to game. You know what I mean? And I just hope she builds off that in the off season and comes out playing like that next year for us. But I think we got some deficiencies. I think today's game showed us that we still got some issues sharing the ball. We still have some issues with size. Ain't nothing you can do with 6'7", bro. You just gotta tip your hat to Lauren Betts. I mean, she's a difference maker. But at the end of the day, hell of a season, man. And I think with what LSU is bringing in next year and recruiting, what I think they're gonna try to do in the transfer portal, I think they'll be right back in the mix again next year.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. You mentioned what Kim Mulkey's been able to do. I know we have been critical of some of the things with this team this season, but one thing we've always said that we believe in this team. we think they can do great things. We want to see better. Um, some of the things we've kind of mentioned came into fruition today, and it was Murphy's law. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Everything kind of rolled up into one and led to a downfall. Um, when you look at, like you mentioned, you get Betts in foul trouble. Um, Before she got in foul trouble, you were on I think a 10-0 run or 11-2 run, something like that. She gets in foul trouble, and unlike what you would expect, UCLA then turns and goes on a run. They showed the stat with Betts on the floor throughout the entire season. I think they were plus 320. With her off the floor, they were -6. Today, and at that point at the time, I think with her on the floor, they were even 0. And then when she went off, they were +3 and climbing.
No, that was in the second quarter. That was, I think, +10, if I ainm mistaken.
Yeah. I'm just saying that at the time when they showed the stat, it was like +3, and then it grew.
The second quarter, they outscored you by 10 points in the second quarter with no Lauren Betts.
Yeah.
And that's because LSU settled for jump shots. You have no rim protector in there. Why are we settling for jump shots? Why are we not driving, getting to the cup? Why are we not throwing it down low? We started the game making a concerted effort to get a ball down low to Anissa or to Samaya. And Lauren Betts goes out of the game, and all of a sudden, we settling for jump shots. That's when you need to be trying to make an effort to go inside when there's no 6'7" presence in there. Like I just felt like the flow of the game just never was there for us, bro.
Yeah. Like I said, it's disappointing. I think this was more so disappointing because this is a game LSU easily. I'm not going to say easily. This is a game LSU could have won. And I don't think that's a stretch to say. Nobody looked at this game and said that LSU had no chance. Prior to LSU fans, a lot of people have been saying LSU is Elite 8 at best. You make it to the Elite 8, and I'm be honest with you, when the game first started and LSU started making a run, I was like, LSU could do it again. After watching South Carolina kind of struggle with Duke, actually watching South Carolina kind of struggle a little bit in the last 2 games, watching TCU take down Notre Dame, seeing how close pretty much every game has been this season for most teams, I really started thinking, I was like, if LSU can get over this hump, they could pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
And to see you lose, not because you were just beat so dominantly, but to kind of shoot yourself in the foot, it hurts. And like I said, it is. I'm proud of the effort I saw from the girls, from the Lady Tigers. The emotion we saw from Anise, Flage, possibly, last game we may have seen from her in the LSU uniform. All this is just it's something to think about, and I know we'll talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, I do want to ask this, man. The season in review, man. Thoughts on the season overall of where we started, where we finished, and I get just overall this season.
Like I said, I mean, it was a success. When you look at, you brought in pretty much entire new bench between Shy, KG, Jada, Jersey, Miracle, all those were new. Samaya was a year off last year with injury. To put all those pieces together and still make the Elite 8, I mean, that's a successful season. Could it have been better at times? Yeah, for sure. Um, do I think they reached their full potential? No. Um, but I think there's a myriad of factors that played into that. For one, the matchup today played a factor into that. I think if we play Texas or if we play Duke or if we play, one of the other teams in the Elite Eight, we might still be playing. I just think that Lauren Betts at 6'7" is a mismatch for LSU the way we're currently constructed. And her presence on the inside negates what some of our girls do best. For instance, Anissa. First couple plays of the game, we went for Anissa. She got her shot blocked 2 times in a row. Against anybody else, that might be 2 buckets. You know what I'm saying? So I just think Anissa didn't get her double-double because she didn't get 10 rebounds. Partially because, in my opinion, you got a 6'7" girl in there, making it harder for you to get offensive rebounds. Make it harder for you to get rebounds, period. So I feel like this matchup wasn't the best for LSU because of our lack of interior presence defensively and offensively at times. And I think that they did what they could to try to negate Betts, and they did a good job in the first half. But at the end of the day, I mean, she's one of the best players in the country for a reason, and you can't teach 6'7", bro. No matter how hard we try to defend that, I mean, she's still 6'7" at the end of the day. So, yeah, I think we could have been better prepared for conference play by playing a more difficult non-conference schedule. I think all fans could agree with that to a certain extent. But at the end of the day, man, you made the Elite Eight and you had the chance to play for the Final Four. Every LSU fan was signing up for that at the beginning of the season. So I think it was successful.
Yeah, I completely agree. What more can you say? As you stated, to be fair, a lot of people didn't think we would make it this far. Period. Elite Eight was, I'm not going to say it was a pipe dream, but it was definitely something that several fans, especially after some of the games we had early in the season, Elite Eight was extremely questionable. For the girls to pull it together the way they did, to survive some of the games that they survived, and to make it here, I'm like I said, I'm extremely proud of this team for what they've done, how they've again bounced back to get here. It's remarkable, man. Let me ask this. And my camera, my battery died, so I had to swap that out. So give me a minute on that. Way too early. Look ahead.
Oh no, I can't. I don't even know what the roster gonna look like, bro.
That's kind of and I'm gonna set this up for you so we can, and you'll see where I'm going with this. What do you think portal wise? What not? I don't need names of players. What should we be looking to get? And player wise, like position wise, what should we be looking to get? And if with players that we currently do still have, or that we have that we kind of assuming nobody goes into the portal, if you would shift anybody around as far as personnel, how would you do that, or what would that look like for you?
You got to get a big. I feel like you got to get a big. You got to get a point guard because you lose both of them. Only one you got returning to Jada. I don't know what you have in any other freshman. I don't know if Kim really knows what you have on the freshman. So I definitely see her bringing in a point guard and a big. And like Danny said, it depends on what Flage does. Because if Flage goes pro, you got to bring in another guard, another shooting guard type, also. So it's way too early to tell what we need besides a point guard and a big. Yo, Mike.
Yeah, I'm be honest with you. Last summer we attacked and went all big. I'm not sorry, all pretty much all guard. Outside of Jersey, but Jersey realistically is a guard who they moved to, to kind of play more of a big role. If it's me, give me all bigs. I'll suffer through, and I say suffer now because we don't know who's going to grow into what roles or how they'll grow, or develop over the summer and stuff like that. Let me survive off what we have at the guards with the youngest coming in, what we have on roster and stuff like that, and go from there. I don't want to go back in the portal and get another guard.
So you trusting Jada to be a starting point guard next year in conference play? Either Jada or a true freshman next year to be a starting point guard.
I might. I mean, if I'm going in Porter, who I'm going after? Well, never mind. We already said we're not going to do that. But I get what you're saying. I don't know. My biggest thing is my priority is the bigs. I don't think I'm not looking at
you got. I agree. You need a big, but you got 3 bigs. You got 1 point guard on the current roster. And I'm not saying this for whoever you bring in as a point guard got to be a starting point guard. I'm just saying you only have 2 point guards on the roster next year.
That's fair.
Heaven forbid one of them goes down with an injury. You only have 1 point guard, and that could be a freshman.
And that's gonna put you back in the situation we had last year with just having Haley and Paul for the most part.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to bring in a guard, bro. I'm not saying they got to be the starter. Like keep talking about people transferring. I'm not saying you got to bring that person in to start over Jada. I'm just saying you got to bring in a point guard because you only have 1 right now on the roster, and you bringing in a true freshman.
Yeah.
And we've seen Kim Mulkey track record with true freshmen.
Let's move on. I do want to talk about what's left in the NCAA tournament on the women's side first. I know we got games tomorrow, but if I'm not mistaken, you got you've got South Carolina, UCLA moving on. TCU takes on Texas, and who does UConn take on?
USC
without Juju now. I think the field wide open, in my opinion. I think now there's some teams I like more than others, but I think the field's kind of wide open.
I can agree with that. I I honestly might say UConn might be the favorite right now. Because Page is on a different level right now, dog.
I'll be real with you, bro. I liked Notre Dame. I still think I still got South Carolina. I like Notre Dame, but then when they got took out, it's like, and like you said, after seeing UConn and how they played, and I'll be real. I don't think UCLA. I like UCLA. I think UCLA can win it. I don't think UCLA is it.
I don't think UCLA can beat UConn the way Page playing. Because I think UConn got enough size inside to frustrate Betts more than LSU did, and Page is playing at a level right now that I don't think UCLA can contain.
They're asking in the comments.
I got South Carolina beating UConn in my bracket, but right now I would flip that if you made me put money on it.
Yeah. Danny asking and Key asks, Danny says Texas versus TCU. Who y'all got? And then Keith asks, how far y'all got TCU going? You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Give me TCU. Give me TCU. LSU fans might hate to hear this. Haley about that life right now.
She's shooting 26 shots a game, bro.
I get that. I'm not saying that Haley was. I stand by the Haley wasn't a fit for LSU.
Well, 100%. How is she about that life right now?
She producing. They winning. She doing well.
Because she's shooting 20-something shots a game. The other night, she had like 26 on 23 shots or 21 shots. That's not great, bro. Like, we can't just look at the point total and say she's playing well, bro. Like, we can't do that.
How is she doing defensively?
Terrible. That's why I don't know if they're gonna beat Texas, because I don't know how she's gonna guard Roy Harmon.
That's fair.
So I mean, I give her credit. She's playing better than she did at LSU for sure. But when you say I forgot exactly the words you used, but like that's what I would describe Paige as playing right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like dropping 40 on like 16 shots. Like that's elite efficiency type stuff, bro. Like that's when you on another level, bro. Like I think Haley is playing well, but I don't know if she's gonna be able to carry them past Texas, because I don't know if she's gonna be able to do anything defensively.
Yeah. I think they can beat Texas. They're not going any further than
they can beat Texas for sure. They can for sure. I just don't know. I just don't know how. Okay, all right. I don't think Notre Dame did a good enough job putting pressure on HVL defensively, so she was able to kind of rest defensively. I don't see Texas doing that. I see Texas attacking her defensively.
Yeah. Our family, cousin Nikki in the building. She says, I feel like TCU put her in better schemes defensively.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They do a good job of trying to hide her on defense. And I think Notre Dame settled and didn't make them work defensively. TCU worked defensively. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Texas is gonna do that.
Yeah. Danny says she got TCU winning one more. Marv said, what up, Marv? Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think TCU wins it.
So you think they beat Texas?
But I think they could beat Texas though.
I mean, I ain't saying
no.
do
I think they beat Texas.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I think they beat Texas. But so if I'm looking at, speaking of the brackets, looking at the bracketology, I mean not bracket, the bracket
Julian
challenge.
killing it, bro.
Who that? Julie? Yeah, Julian is. Danny tried to call us out, and she was talking about how she was in first place. Well, Danny, sixth place is a lot further from first place. You know what I'm saying right now, and I don't even see her name on the men's side. Is it? I ain't scrolled that far. Oh, I don't think she did the men's one, but
I'm terrible. I had in the men's bracket. I had went for some upsets, bro. I had Auburn losing to Michigan. Like I had all kind of upsets that ain't. So I ain't really got a shot. But only way I'm gonna be justified is if Duke win the whole thing.
Yeah. Shout out Julie. I got shout out to them Cougs too. Me and Julian.
Julian killing it. The men's bracket ain't even close right now, dog.
It's you know how I know I'm in second place and I'm looking ahead of it. I'm in second place. I'm 80 points behind, and we both got Houston, so it's a wrap.
Yeah, unless somebody else win, Julian winning that thing, and Julian still might win it even if he don't pick the champion right. As many points ahead as he is.
Yeah, and me and you tied in third place on the women's side. We 60 points behind, and all of us got South Carolina. So, yeah,
bro.
Yeah, but yeah, man, going back to where I was originally getting to, I got South Carolina winning in the bracket, but I had my championship game being South Carolina. Did I have South Carolina UCLA?
I
guess
South
I did.
Carolina UConn.
Did I have?
I had UCLA beating LSU though.
I did have. So I got South Carolina. I got South Carolina, UConn. I mean UCLA. With South Carolina winning. Where did I put UConn at? I had US. No, I didn't. I had. How did I do this? What did I do? I don't see where it's wild over here, bro. I don't know what in the world I was looking at. Oh no, you know what? I'm tripping. I do have UConn winning. But I got UCLA beating UConn.
Yeah, you got USC over UCLA.
Okay. Yeah. Dana said, how did I fall that far in the women's bracket? Well, Danny, I don't know what you picked.
She picked Ole Miss over UCLA.
Yeah, that was it. That was biggest.
Yeah, that's one. Then I mean the other one was Notre Dame over TCU, but then she picked LSU over Ole Miss and Notre Dame over Texas. So yeah.
Just killed yourself. That was my upset bracket. Well, you definitely upset about that bracket. But man, I will say it's been fun doing these. Let's talk about the men's side. The men's side, I talked to Rev, and this is the first year since 2008, and on the second time ever that all 4 1 seeds have made it.
Boring.
It's been some great games though.
So man, like it's been some good games. It's been some, and we can't ignore the fact that there was a 20-point blowout last night, bro. Like
I get. But when you have a Texas Tech, Arkansas, and then you have a who did Texas Tech lose to? Florida, Texas Tech. When you have those kind of games,
those are good games, but we're not finna act like Alabama ain't lose by 20 last night. Like Tennessee ain't lose by 20.
Yeah. What else stuff? He said that Drake got Bama up out of there. Duke, you mean? Duke got Bama up out of there. Yeah.
But yeah, like it's been some good games, but it's also been some 20-point blowouts. Like that Tennessee Houston game was not good, bro.
It was great for me.
I mean, I'm just being real.
I know. It wasn't. But it is. I get there have been some blowouts, but I don't know. I ain't gonna throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I'm just being real. It's been good games and it's been blowouts.
Yeah.
If we're gonna have blowouts, I'd rather see a Cinderella in there. You know, if somebody will get blown out, at least give me a team that I ain't expect to be there. Like, what's the fun? Like Alabama getting blown out by 20. Like they talk about them at the beginning of the year, number one team, all this, that, and the other, and then they get bleeped by 20. You might well had McNeese or somebody in there getting beat by 20 in the Elite Eight.
Yeah. How much Bama got beat by again?
20 piece. Andrew Jackson.
I just want to make it. I just like hearing you say Bama got beat by 20.
By a whole Andrew Jackson, bro.
I knew the answer. Dana said we wrong. Said we been hiding. We been hiding the side on Twitter. Then come in here throwing shade. I see. Well, we would have been talked about it. However, I see what he talking about now. We would have been talking about it, Dana, but we ain't had no shows. I forgot. This is what he talking about. I thought he was talking about Drake. He said Drake rocked the Bama throwback, and no Bama fan has ever won on IG. They were doomed. Yeah. He said, do we both got Duke winning it all?
I do.
No, I got Houston winning it all.
I do.
Yeah. You want that so you can catch me.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie. Like
I think you did pick Duke, so
I picked Duke simply because if I would have picked Houston, they wasn't gonna win.
That's fair. I like it. I appreciate that.
It ain't got nothing to do with you.
But I'm just saying I appreciate
two
that.
Kids on Houston squad from 318. So I want Houston to win it all, but my pick to win it all never wins. So reverse psychology, I'm picking Duke so that Houston can have a chance to win. But shout out to Malik and JoJo, man. 318 babies.
Yeah.
Auburn. I ain't gonna lie, Auburn nice though, but they almost lost to Michigan State.
Yeah. I think he said Auburn ain't got a shot. Nobody said that.
They got a chance, but
What's called? I don't know how bad it is. He rolled that ankle too. Broom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how bad. I mean, I know if he can crawl, he gonna play. So yeah,
they got Florida.
Yeah, Florida's already beaten. Yeah,
they'll have to play because they got that big boy. What's his name, Castleton or whatever, in the inside. They're gonna have to have somebody, bro.
Dan said she need her Auburn to lose.
I put it like this: whoever win out of Duke, Houston winning the whole thing.
It's a rematch too. Last year, I think if she doesn't get injured, Houston moves on with a I still think they lose to UConn, but I think they would have.
I don't know. I think that might be the national championship game. Duke versus Houston. I mean, I know it ain't technically it's the Final Four, but
I know. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Speaking of, and I know I ain't got it on the list of topics, but Dan Hurley.
Man, I ain't got to talk about that dude, bro. That dude, man.
That's crazy, bro. That I have from championship to crash out.
He always been that way. He just been winning.
Hmm.
So like you get a pass when you're winning though, but he always been that type of dude, bro. I don't really. He a damn good coach, but he a terrible person. And the worst part was the SID or whatever, who at the Dan Hurley was so you seen the video? Dan Hurley, I think you froze, bro. Yep, he froze. But Dan Hurley is walking out after the game, and he talking to, I think it was Baylor or whatever. He was saying, "I hope the refs don't f you like they did us. Hope the refs don't f you like they did us." And so a SID walk over to a dude who's recording this video, and he basically threatened the dude like, "I'll end your career if you don't delete this video," and all this type of like. UConn got some, they wilding up there, bro.
Wow. I said crash out and the hotel internet dropped, so I can't say that no more. Moving on, man. You got anything else on NCAA basketball?
Hold up.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
We can give Matt the benefit of the doubt for what?
I have no answer for that.
Florida win the national championship, all of a sudden, oh, Matt, man, he good. The SEC team won the national championship. Man, stop it, bro. Stop it, bro. And I ain't never been one of them SEC homers, by the way. So I'll call it how I see it, bro. Like I don't.
I mean that's still true. That's still true. That the SEC was tough this year, but
him winning
that has nothing to do with man. Yeah. Two things can be true. That has nothing to do with him being successful or unsuccessful. No. So I'm gonna tell you something that's very remarkable that to think about. And granted, it's kind of catch-22. Houston went from lower level to moved up to what's called I guess I know it's Power 5 in football, mid-major, or I'm sorry, major, and moving to the Big 12, and they won it back-to-back. Houston's a different kind. They've already had an established program. I get that. But I still don't. You had 14 of your 16 teams make the conference. I mean, I'm sorry, not the conference. Make the NCAA tournament, and you were nowhere near close to being competitive with either one of those teams. You beat Arkansas earlier in the year, and Arkansas got better. You regressed as the season went on. That you can't give him the benefit of a doubt for that. At all. Two things can be true. The SEC was a very tough conference. Your team still was terrible. Period. So, and he says here, we just in a tough conference with no talent. Well, why don't you have the talent? Who's recruiting? So, but yeah, that's all I got on that, Ant. Before we move on.
So, based off your logic, Key, 2020 and 2021 LSU football teams, we should have just gave Ed Orgeron the benefit of the doubt because the SEC was a tough conference and we had the national champion.
Now, if the argument is I want the SEC to win because it helps our conference, it looks better for the conference overall. Yeah, I can agree with that. But But I'm with you. I don't care. I've always, like you said, you never been an SEC homer. I've liked certain SEC teams because they were in the SEC. But I don't care if it's certain teams. I don't care who they playing. I'm not cheering for them.
Facts.
That's like, this is the best saying I've ever heard. Pulling for a team just because they're in the SEC is like being happy for your ex-wife marrying your brother because it stays in the family.
That's a good one.
So
yeah, I'm done with defending Matt McMahon.
Oh yeah. That's not. Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm tired of LSU fans making excuses about the state of college basketball right now, saying it's like that. Go look up at what Missouri record was last year in the SEC. They didn't win a game in conference. Turn around this year and they made the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a 5-year rebuild, bro.
And I, to be fair, I was willing to defend McMahon the first 2 years. I'm not now because you didn't get one of the biggest things that we said about McMahon. The reason we say give McMahon time is because what the sanctions may be.
Yep.
We don't know, and a lot of people we know now. The person who
hit hard.
Thank you. The person who got hit the hardest just made the tournament, won, and is now taking another P5 job or whatever, or major job. So
and look at Ole Miss. Chris Beard coming 2 years there in the tournament. Like I'm
on the run.
If you're a coach, if you know what you're doing as a head coach, it don't take you 4 or 5 years, bro. It don't.
Not in basketball.
Not because to your point, Keith, it's a 1-year rental. It only take one player. In college, you get one good transfer player. You can go from being sorry to being an average team, bro. You get 2, 3 of them, you a tournament team. Ain't no more excuses, dog. The SEC tough. Yeah, okay, so what, bro? Missouri did it in the same tough SEC. Missouri a better athletic program than LSU. Yeah, gold in that quarter. Yeah, and he got off the court issues that he got to worry about.
I think he was resolved, or I know. I guess
but you know, he still.
Well, I know he had to deal with it.
He had all that going on, and he still was able to find a way to get his team to the tournament, and now in the Final Four. I mean, we can go down the list, bro. Calipari, first season in Arkansas, made the tournament, won 2 games in the tournament.
Yeah. Then there's for real question on McMahon. Do you think he is getting players out of desperation rather than players that fit his scheme and system and trying to force them into his scheme, or no?
I don't know what he's doing.
I'm gonna be honest with you. And I can give you a analogy to go with it. I think Calipari is I think he's settling. I think he's scared to approach a 10 because all he's ever been with are 6s.
Come on, McMahon.
Yeah, I said Calipari. I meant McMahon. I think McMahon is scared to, I guess, take those shots. Or if he is, he doesn't know how to land because
I don't think it's that. I don't think he. I think he know that he can't he can't afford to shoot a shot with a team. He ain't got the backing with the NIL, and he ain't got the track record resume as a coach to go get some of these guys. So what I think he doing is I think he trying to go find that 8 who done just got out of a bad relationship. You know what I'm saying? And he trying to be like, oh, well, I could treat you better than your last guy. You know what I'm saying? That's what he trying to do. And then like Danny said, they don't all fit his system. They not all his type. You know what I'm saying? She just the 8. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when he first got here, it was all about getting players who was familiar with his system. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If you look at the guys he brought over from Murray State, the Trey Hannibal, you know what I'm saying? All those kind of guys. Then I think he was just trying to go get guys who had Louisiana ties. Bringing in Jordan Wright, you know, bringing Derek Fountain, you know what I'm saying? Some of them
Jordan
type
Toes,
yeah. Now I think he trying to go get players that fit his scheme. But the problem is the players that fit his scheme don't see any resume of his to where they want to come there. Like, yeah, he coached John Morant. Everybody want to bring that up. John Morant is one of one, bro. Yeah. John Morant could have went to ICDC college and been an NBA lottery pick, bro.
You're not doing anything anyway. So might as well get off your couch.
So I'm not giving him credit for developing John Morant. I'm sorry, I'm not. Because if you can develop John Morant, you would have better point guard play at LSU than what you've had the last 4 years. So I think he's a good mid-major college coach, but I think he's a little above his skis right now.
All right. I just want to talk a little bit.
I ain't watched no baseball, so I don't know. I just know we
won. I got baseball covered. Don't worry about it. I got you. I got you on baseball. LSU Pro Day. LSU had a very successful pro day. There were several players who showed out, and I think helped their case, figuratively speaking. Kyron Lacey. I think there's still a lot of questions, but numbers-wise, I think he helped his case. It's still people going to turn to the tape. Josh Williams. I think Josh Williams did really good. I ain't gonna say really good. Josh Williams had a pro day. It's going to be. We still got to see because it's. They're going to point to a lot of stuff, but I think he's a good. He may have moved from, I think, 5th, 6th round guy to like early. You know, saying late 3rd, 4th.
Who?
Josh Williams.
No comment.
You don't think he moved himself up or help?
I think he might have moved himself up from an undrafted free agent to about a 6th round pick.
Okay.
Like, this is why I ain't want to talk about this, bro. Because I'm finna be looked at as like an LSU hater and all this. I'm just being real, bro. Like, we got a few guys who gonna go high in the draft, but most of our people is not gonna go where LSU fans think they're gonna go. Like Will Campbell, sure. Mason Taylor, yeah, he'll go high. After that, I have no idea where these people gonna go. Like Kyron, like we ain't even talking about the off the field stuff with Kyron Lacey. Nobody even bring that up no more. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a huge factor in where he gonna get drafted at. Like Emory Jones, I have no idea what position is he gonna play at the next level. That's gonna be a huge factor. Same with Miles Frazier. It's gonna be a huge factor where he get drafted at. Like I think Swinson might 3rd round maybe. But I don't know where Savion gonna go. You know, I don't know where Zy Alexander gonna go. I have no idea, bro. Like I think some of these people, we put our purple and gold glasses on, and we think, oh yeah, they just some, like Emory Jones. He's first, second round pick. Maybe not, bro. He might be a third round pick. Like Zay Alexander might be a fourth, fifth round pick, and we're gonna go in there and say the NFL hating and all this, that, and the other, but like we gotta look at how many. Let's take Josh Williams for example.
Hmm.
Josh Williams is a good college running back. You know how many great college running backs in this class? You know what I'm saying? Like you got the boy from UNC, you got Genty, 2 at Ohio State. You got a dude at Texas. You got the Scatterbo kid. You know what I mean? Like, and we just think that Josh gonna all of a sudden go third round? Nah, man. Like we got to be realistic, bro.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, let's move on. And I know you say you didn't watch it, so I'll take on baseball. Baseball this weekend started on Thursday night. LSU took on Mississippi State after blowing the Texas series in game 2 and then not barely showing up or not even showing up in game 3. You win your midweek game pretty big, and you come into game 1, and LSU looked sloppy in the beginning. The game was delayed due to weather, but they got tore up in the beginning of the game. I think they had 3 home runs in the first 3 innings or something like that. 6 points on the board. It was. I kind of stopped watching it. Turned my attention elsewhere. Came back, and next thing you know, LSU was up 7-6 and battled to the end to take that one. They stole game like we felt Texas stole game 2 from LSU. LSU stole game 1 from Mississippi State. Game 2 was a pitcher delight. If you're all about pitching, if you're all about defense, game 2 was your game 2 is one of them games Peyton always talk about. Peyton Patton. Talk about about the no hits and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Baseball was meant for defense or whatever he said.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what that game was. And if I'm not mistaken, LSU only used 2 pitchers. And Ianson and I want to say it was Evans came in game 2. Between the two, 18 strikeouts. And Ianson had 12 of them. LSU ended up getting the win. Hernandez hit the go-ahead home run, 6-7 innings, something like that. LSU ended up winning that one. And then game 3, LSU just put it on. That was belt ass. They got the sweep on the weekend.
That's the one that started at like 9:30 or whatever.
Yeah.
Crazy.
LSU, what I do have with LSU, baseball fans were almost basically throwing the season away after last week's loss to Texas. Texas, if I'm not mistaken, I know they're a preseason top 25. I think they may be top 20 right now, top 15, something like that. I'm not looking at the rankings. But you basically kind of give away game 2 and you lose that series. You come back now and you sweep. So of your 9 games, you've won 7.
Yep.
If I would have told you that LSU was 7-2 going into the 4th weekend of play, would you care that 2 of those losses were against Texas?
Yeah.
You care that they're against Texas?
Yeah, I do.
Why so?
Because whenever you look at SEC tournament time, when you look at like stuff like for seeding and stuff like that, them 2 losses to Texas could be a difference between you having a bye for an extra game or not.
That's fair. I don't. I mean, I get that for that reason to do, but I think what I'm seeing out of this team right now, LSU might not even be a factor.
It might not be, but it might be.
Yeah.
So that's why
I get it. So, but yeah, Paul Sud points out 72 is Jay's best start in SEC play through 3 series. Mississippi State, number 11, hot hitting team. And very hot pitching team. I'm looking at NCAA's rankings so far on the season, and the strikeouts per 9 innings. You are number 7. LSU is number 7 right now in strikeouts per 9 innings. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the top 10 are SEC teams. And opponents, I don't think you play Van Dorn. Florida right now, I don't know. I got to go back and check. I know they hadn't won a series coming into this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I get 7-2 is the best start it's had. That's wonderful, but Mississippi State, they're all right.
I mean, I'm looking at I'm just saying they the number 4 strikeouts per inning team. Let me go look at scoring.
What are they playing though? Like they're not like D1 baseball ain't got them in the top 25.
They're number 11. That's why, if I'm not mistaken.
Not on D1 base. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, okay. So who got them at number? Somebody got them at number 11.
Let me see what Baseball America got them as.
And that's a drastic. If that's the case, that's a drastic difference between. Or am I tripping?
Let's see, Baseball America, Oregon, Auburn, Wake Forest, Ole Miss, Arizona, UCLA. Okay. Nope. They ain't got them.
I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I was tripping. I thought I saw they were number 11 when I was looking at ESPN. That could be wrong. But yeah, you said they were a hot hitting team coming in. Let's see, runs.
Auburn number 11.
I don't know what it was, and I missed. But anyway,
I'm not trying to like diminish the sweep or whatever. I'm just saying like you got a series versus Mississippi State. Yeah, 1-8 in SEC play. Like that ain't all that, bro. Like you had the series versus Missouri. Start off the conference play. Missouri's terrible. You know what I'm saying? So your one real test in conference play, you drop 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Now if you was 7-2 and you had beaten Arkansas, Ole Miss, and dropped 2 to Texas, I'm cool with it. But you ain't really beating nobody of significance.
Yeah. All right. Move on to softball.
Ooh, they had a terrible day.
Yeah. They we ain't even gotta stay here long. Softball lost 2 of 3. Lost their first series of the season. They lost 3-5 in extra innings, and they lost 1-4 today. They had a doubleheader today, so yeah. Yeah, we ain't gotta stay that long. They'll bounce back. They got who they got coming up next. LSU goes to baseball. LSU baseball goes to Oklahoma. They take on McNeese on Tuesday. They're at McNeese on Tuesday, and then they welcome in Alabama on Friday in a big game, big series. So
who play Alabama? Softball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Softball. LSU baseball plays Oklahoma.
LSU baseball play Tech midweek, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yeah, yes, they do. All right. And you ready? Top 5.
Oh.
You got your top 5? You want to hold off on?
I gotta go pull it up. Hold on.
All right.
All right, I got it.
All right. But this week's top 5. Top 5 NCAA March Madness moments. I'll go ahead and go first on this one because I know you was pulling your stuff up. So my top 5, based on memorable things I remember and some of these games, I realized and I didn't do any women's tournament top 5s.
I ain't either. I did all men's.
Oh man, so we can come back and do that on Wednesday or whenever. All right, but my top 5 honorable mention: Tremont Water sends LSU to the Sweet 16 in 2019. Got the game-winning shot, last-second shot against Maryland. Give them a big win. LSU moves on. My next honorable mention: Florida Gulf Coast, Dunk City, 2013. Magical run, alley-oops, left and right. Everybody fell in love. Head coach gets a job and moves to L.A. So, yeah, huge story. My next honorable mention: the Loyola Chicago Cinderella run in 2018. Everybody remembers all the love that Loyola Chicago was getting. Came to a screeching halt. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Jordan Poole put them out?
Think so.
Yeah. So so huge run in. My next honorable mention, Win It For Ware 2013, after Kevin Ware had the nasty compound fracture. In if I'm not mistaken, Louisville was taking, who was it? Was it Duke?
I don't remember who they were playing.
I can't remember who they were playing. But Kevin Ware, terrible injury. Team rallies behind him and goes on to win it all for Rick Pitino. That was later vacated, but you can't take it out of our memories. My last honorable mention: R.J. Hunter with the winner over Baylor. For R.J. Hunter of Georgia State, hit the it wasn't the game, it wasn't a buzzer beater, but it was the game winner over Baylor last second. His dad had a injury. He was in a cast or soft cast or walking boot, sitting on the stool, falls out the stool. He was so excited. Now on to the actual top 5. My top 5. Number 5, 2008. Welcome to the Chef Curry show. Steph put on a remarkable run in the tournament. LeBron was showing up to games, talking about him. He really put Davidson on the map and really just kind of made a name for himself. It was a sign. Number 4, 2021, Suggs from the logo. Suggs for Gonzaga hit a shot from the logo to basically take Gonzaga past UCLA, moving on. They eventually lost in the championship game, but it was huge. Now, number 3, Melo one and done. Carmelo Anthony wins it all. Syracuse takes on Kansas, and I was gonna say Hakeem Jeffries. Ward Hakeem.
Hakeem Ward.
Hakeem Ward got the block last second, seal the deal. My number 2, Chris Jenkins, game winner in 2016 for Villanova over North Carolina. If I'm not mistaken, he was playing against his brother that game too. And my number 1 ant, 2022. North Carolina sends Coach K home. March Madness is all about upsets. Duke was a big favorite. North Carolina sent them out in the best rivalry way possible. Hey,
that's not even an honorable mention, bro. That's not even an honorable mention.
Yours, it is for me. Yeah.
That's not even an honorable mention, bro.
Yeah, so but go ahead, man.
Honorable mention, Florida Gulf Coast. Honorable mention, RJ Hunter, game winner. Honorable mention, Loyola Chicago, Final Four run. Honorable mention, Ja Morant, triple-double. And honorable mention, Kemba Walker in the tournament run he went on. I almost put him over Steph. But I couldn't do it. But my number 5, Steph, put on the show, put Davidson on the map, made himself a household name. Number 4, Jalen Suggs, half-court game winner to send him to the championship game. My number 3, UMBC, the 16 seed, knocks off number 1 seed Virginia.
Yeah, first time ever.
Yep. My number 2, Carmelo, tournament run, ridiculous.
Yeah.
I got a 1A and a 1B because I couldn't figure out which game winner I wanted to put. 1A is Mario Chalmers game winner shot versus Memphis. 1B, Chris Jenkins game winner buzzer beater versus North Carolina.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know how far back we was going. I almost put up that Bryce Drew Valpo
shot. Yeah.
But I was like, that's too far back. I was like, I didn't want to go there.
I tried to just stick to 2000.
I did. I kind of did too. I tell you what, I wasn't gonna put on there that Christian Laettner shot. I hate that so much. All right, man, that was it. We could want to say would you rather?
Yeah, we can save it for Tuesday.
All right. It's getting late. We tired. Let's go ahead.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm hungry.
Me too. All I'm, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta go home, but
yeah.
All right, bro. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share. Appreciate y'all like that. We out.
This show is presented by betonline.ag.
Bring me my money.
You can find the Golden Boot Podcast on YouTube at Golden Boot. On Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On Facebook at the Golden Boot Pod. On TikTok at Golden Boot. Or listen on all streaming platforms. Golden Boot!